Shit, I'm the best thing on her. Shit, I am the shit.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool for the sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five. I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a peace, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of dodge for the east. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the end.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five. I'm the kingpin.
Good Monday, good Monday, good Monday. It is Monday, and you know what it is. It's sports recap in the basement, man. I'm glad to be back with you guys. You know, it always feels good to be in the basement on a Monday, and we're talking sports. Gotta love that, right? Gotta love it. A lot is going on this weekend. A lot of things is going on. A lot of things happening in the sports world. But you know, we're gonna definitely talk about it. For those who want to come up and interested in coming up and hanging out with me a little bit in the basement, man, I did drop the link. It is pinned to the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to come up here and break bread with me, enjoy yourself, ask questions, and just have a good old time. You know what I'm saying? That's just that Southern hospitality. I guess that's what it is for me. But nonetheless, let's go and get this party started. But we can't get it started until we do all the paperwork. And part of the paperwork is the showing us the Funko Pop of the week. Now, I know y'all probably seen it on my social media and on the community page. But now I will show those who didn't have access to it and who are new, and it's going to be just subscribing today because I know you're about to hit that subscribe button along with the like button all in one swoop, right? Do that for me. But here they are. Optimus Prime and Megatron. There's my Funko Pop. But not only that, I have the lunchbox. Yes, the lunchbox. Shout out to the lunchbox. So for you old school heads who know what the lunchbox is, y'all can relate. For young cats may not have no idea what a lunchbox is, but that's okay too. We're not gonna hold that against you guys. Y'all just wasn't blessed to get that opportunity. That's all it is. You just wasn't blessed to get that opportunity. But it's all good. It is all good. Look, first things first, I want to say good things is coming out with Bronny James. I heard he's doing better, and that's a great thing. I hated to hear that happening to the young man. Had cardiac arrest and all of that, man, and it had to be scary. As a parent myself of a son who plays basketball as well and on a college level, to hear about your son collapsing in practice, that's scary. And to depend, fortunate for him, they were in the same fate, same state as the family. So, they may not have to go as far. I don't know exactly where LeBron lives. I don't know the distance from him, his house, and the campus. But that is a scary situation, right? You could be all the way across the world. You got some of these guys all the way overseas. Could you imagine as a parent getting that phone call saying your son collapsed, but he's at the hospital, but he did collapse, and this is the reason why? Man, it's got to be the scariest thing ever. When I seen that news and I seen that hit, the first thing I thought was about my son. That's the first thing I thought about was my son. And Lord forbid something ever like that happened to him. Lord forbid something ever like that happened to him. Because he's playing on the college level. And they do have intense practice. I got the opportunity to go to a couple of practice before, doing open practice. And I'm going to get over there again. But normally the hard thing about getting over there, they usually practice on the same day I do my shows, right? So on Mondays and Wednesdays, usually the practice day. So normally I would go over, and they got a nice little track and a little workout thing. I don't usually lift the weights, but I usually walk around the track. And while I walk around the track, I kind of glance down at the floor and watch him practice a little bit. Get a little cardio in while I'm doing. So I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. Watching my son practice and seeing how he does, with these other grown men, and as well as getting some exercise in. So I haven't got to do it in a long time. It was mainly during the summer when he was going over. I was able to do it, but it's been a while since I did it. So I definitely want to get over. And what I may do is shoot some footage if the coach doesn't mind. I mean, I don't know the rules and regulations. I don't know, what the all the restrictions is for that, but I will maybe try. And I might even interview my son. I don't know, maybe before the college season starts, I might have him come up here and do an interview and not saying co-host because he, I don't want to take him away from school and studies and all what he's doing, but I might have him, tap in with me on stream right before the basketball season, just to kind of give him a brief scenario. And what I may do is pre-record. I don't know. It depends on his comfortability. I'll talk to him and ask him, see what he thinks about it. And if he feels comfortable about doing it live with me, I'll do it live. But if he feels more comfortable with me pre-recording, I'll pre-record and then show it as a premiere. Speaking of premiere, I'm going to definitely show my fantasy football draft that I had online for the past 2 weeks. So I had, had 3 drafts yesterday. Then I think about it. I had one at 4, one at 7, and turnaround had one at 8:30. So I was busy, right? So, but I was willing to do what I needed to do and, have fun with it. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. What's going on, Marvin? But brother, I appreciate you tapping in like always, man. This man over faithfully. Ever since I seen his name, man, he's been rocking with me. So shout out to you, bro. But definitely gonna post it. I'm more than likely I do it for on Wednesday because I'm not gonna be here Wednesday to do my show because I have a previous engagement I got to attend to. So I won't be here Wednesday. So I may premiere it on Wednesday, and it's gonna give you pretty much like an inside look of what it is to do an online draft. And I'm gonna do some pretty much play by play, I guess. And some of my thoughts. I'm really a little nervous about doing because I don't want some of the guys, because I still got another draft to do. this coming week, this coming Sunday. Matter of fact, I don't want to really give out too much information, but look, call me cocky. I just feel confident enough that I feel like I can do it. Doesn't matter. Look, I'm gonna tell you what I draft, and I still feel like I'm going to kick your butt. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being cocky. I don't know, but who knows? Hey man, shout out to John the Baptist, man, with the $10 super sticker, man. Look, another brother that comes through. Normally when I'm on here, he'll come through, drop something in the kitty. You know what I'm saying? Drop something in the plate. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, John the Baptist. And every once in a while, you know, he'll come up here. Hopefully, don't talk about them Lakers. You know, look, even though I like the Lakers, I just want to give John shit. You know, I was going to give him a little shit about his team, even though I like the Lakers. But let me say this. No, I can't say I don't like. I like the Lakers. I like their history. I love Magic. Was one of my favorite players. I gotta respect it. Magic and Kareem. So, and now you know with the Lakers having Anthony Davis. Big fan of him, especially when he was in college. LeBron, I'm a big fan of LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to the Lakers. So I ain't gonna hold him on that. Much respect to the Lakers. But giving y'all an inside look at what a fantasy online draft is and what it looks like. And so that's what I plan on doing this Wednesday. So I'm trying to cut it up a little bit, you know, and make sure it's the two videos, like I said, it's two separate videos, but just trying to make some do some editing on it, and it's going to be ready and it's going to be uploaded, and I'll probably work on it this weekend and have it uploaded sometime tomorrow, and you can watch the premiere of it on Wednesday. But with that being said, I know that's right, though. I know that's right. Hey, John, I can't diss it. When you got 17 titles, ain't no way I can even think about disrespecting. Hey, that's why I got to respect the Boston Celtics and the Lakers. Two of the most winning franchises in NBA history. So, shout out to them two programs, man. Shout out to them, man. Speaking of Lakers and the Celtics, hey, man, y'all check out that story. I think it's called Showtime, and it's on HBO Max. If y'all hadn't had the opportunity to check that out, man, definitely check it out. I'm not a movie critic. I don't do movie reviews, but I did like that series. I haven't started the new series yet, so I watched the old one. I watched last year, and see, I could tell by the way, and it's going to be another one as far as the first one. So now we do have a second one, so which is cool. Looking forward to getting an opportunity to check it out. I don't even know if it's even started running yet, but I've been seeing a lot of commercials, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it because I love the first series of it, the first one. So I love that so much. I definitely want to check out the second one. So y'all guys, if y'all ever get the opportunity to check out the show, I think it's called Showtime. So definitely check that out, man. It's definitely a good series. But again, it will premiere on Wednesday, so it's going to give you guys the opportunity. And I'm going to premiere Wednesday at 7 p.m., same time as if my show was starting. It's going to premiere it in. So give y'all a backstage pass to see how it is and what it looks like to have a fantasy draft. And I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. I'm still an idea from what happened yesterday when I was in a draft. It's like some listener league draft for some radio station I was in. And, you know, you ain't really nothing but like a gift card. I mean, it didn't cost me nothing. Again, it was free. So, but, you know, just to get an opportunity to get in one of my fellow YouTubers, content creators, draft. He invited me in. I accepted it. And so, you know, like I said, it's for a $50 gift card. Look, knowing me, I'll probably turn around and re-gift it. I ain't going to lie to you guys. If I win it, I'm going to re-gift it to y'all guys. This is how fair. I really don't need it. I'm going to bless the listeners and the guys who subscribe and watch my channel. So I'm going to re-gift it to you guys. I mean, some form, some fashion, I'm going to come up with something. It's called Winning Time. Oh, I appreciate the Big G. I appreciate the correction. It's an outstanding. Hey, 3 weeks, start 3 weeks up. Look, I'm late. I'm late to the party. And I apologize for being late. That ain't my style. I don't want to be late to the party. They said what they say. You be fashionably late. I don't want to be fashionably late. Nothing sexy about being fashionably late. So yeah, I started 3 weeks ago. I got to get on it. I got to get on it. I love that series. I love that series. So let me get a swig of this water. While I'm at this swig of water, I'm gonna bring my man Nice. Hopefully, what's going on, Nice? How you doing, bro? Woo! Needed that. Like I said, it started 3 weeks ago. I'm definitely gonna check that out. But just want to give you a back look, our backdrop, or look at the background of what a fantasy draft is. But like I was sharing earlier, I'm gonna steal an idea from a guy named King, and what he did was I thought was a great idea, right? You know, I know some people love the feel of doing a live draft. You know, I like doing it too. I'm okay with it, but I do know it's time consuming. I've realized how hard it is to get 10 dudes together, or I'm trying to say dude because we got a female, a lady in one of our leagues. How it's hard to get 10 individuals together at one time, at one place, to be on time without getting drunk, intoxicated, you know, going back and forth, leaving out, and all that, and repeating guys who's probably been picked in the third round, and they trying to get them in the last pick of the draft, trying to get a third round pick that's already been gone. You know, y'all just got to be there. For those who play fantasy, y'all understand what I'm talking about. You know them guys. Knowing this guy is a first 3-round pick player, but they feel like they done found a diamond in the rough in the 8th round. Man, give me Jonathan Taylor in the 8th round. Dude, he's been gone over 5 rounds ago. What are you talking about? So them guys who don't pay attention, have no idea what's going on, you got them individuals all the time. And most of the time, I want to say maybe because of alcohol, but I'm not going to blame it out. Dudes just don't be paying attention. Just don't be paying attention at all. So now we got to listen to them. Now they scrambling because they thought they had a diamond in the rough. Not the case. Not the case. My man Big G said, my bad. Salute to you and the basement family. Right on, man. Hey, you look, bro. You ain't got to do it, man. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your presence, man. You ain't got to do that. No bad is given. No apologies necessary. Appreciate your presence, my guy. I promise you I do. But I like the online because it only takes up no more than an hour 10 minutes of your day. Compared to you do a live draft, it can take up to 2.5 to 3 hours. Now, that's long time drafting. Hey, look, I was in one yesterday and I didn't know how it was going to go. I had a draft at 4 o'clock. Supposed to start at 4 o'clock. We probably started about 5, probably about 4:08, 4:09, something like that. At least 10 after 4. Got finished in 2.5 hours. So I was surprised. So they gave me a 30-minute window to get from one end of town all the way to the other. And it was like 24 minutes from where I was to my house. And I left at 6:30, 6:38, something like that. So I had 4 minutes once I got in my house to get. Now, of course, don't tell nobody, but my foot was kind of heavy. Just didn't want to be strung at the last minute, turn my computer on and getting out. No. So I kind of got there. So I got there about 20 minutes instead of 24, 25 minutes, right? Okay. So got here, able to set up, do my draft. I was done within 48 minutes. 48 minutes, I was done with that draft. And so that's why I like doing online, because it doesn't take a lot of your day. It doesn't take a lot of your day. Chocolate Earth Foundation said, hey, came in to support. Well, look, I appreciate you. Your support is greatly needed and it's greatly appreciated. So thank you for coming. I hope you continue to come. And I hope you like to subscribe on your way in. She said, salute to the room. The room is fire. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The room is fire. Look, guys, there's more things to come. I promise you, there's more things to come in the basement, man. I got some I got some new ones fresh off the UPS truck. Got some new ones. I'm going to display it. Didn't want to do it this week because I knew it's kind of going to be a short week for me. So didn't want to. I wanted to give it its fair due. I need to give it this display all week because it deserves that, right? It deserves that, and it's due. So I got another one. I'm gonna break it out. I'm gonna break it out for you guys next week. I promise you. So, and yes, the plan is I will be doing the show on the holiday. I want to stay schedule, dedicated to the schedule, Monday and Wednesdays as much as possible. Why? Because I care about you guys, and I want to be here for you guys, and I appreciate you guys' support. So my way of giving back is making sure I give you a good show, plenty of knowledge, plenty of opportunity to come up here and talk and criticize and take a shot at him. We're gonna talk about it, whatever it is, between my team taking an L or my team taking a win. We're gonna talk about it. Between your team taking an L or your team taking a win, we're gonna talk about it. It's all gonna get talked about, right? It's all gonna get talked about. But nonetheless, talking about this live stream next year, next season, I think I'm going to do a live stream. I'm gonna do a live stream, and I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna. Let me take that back. I don't know if I want to do a live stream with these guys now I think about it, because these guys, yeah, I may do a recording, and if it's not too bad, I may premiere it. But if it is, I'm just gonna throw it in the can. Throw it in the can, because you don't want to. I don't want to do anything. Nobody say anything that could probably jet the basement. The basement is a good thing. We got a good thing going on in the basement, right? I mean, I think we do. And I want to continue that good thing going. So I don't want certain languages talked about, certain conversations had, certain things said that could jeopardize the show. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And so we're not going to do that. What we are going to do, I'm going to definitely give y'all that experience. Like I said, if it's not too bad, I will premiere it, but I'm going to do it next year. Now, I got the opportunity to do it this year, but the guys that I have a draft, the guys I don't draft, really not too familiar with, so I'm new into that league, so I don't want to do it with them because I don't know what will be said then. But I'm going to definitely have one next year with my, what I call my home league, the league that I've been in the longest. Shoot, man, it's been over 12 years I've been in this league with these guys. So I'm going to definitely do that one. That will be one of the ones I do, and see how it goes. Hopefully you guys like it, enjoy it, but that won't come into next season. But again, I will be premiering the one that I did online Wednesday, and give y'all the experience. So shout out to Travel One. Shout out to Travel One. Travel One has a crush on my Chucky doll. Has a crush. Always asks about the Chucky doll. Wants to know about the Chucky doll. Make sure the Chucky doll good. Well, Travel One is as a quick label. Travel knows Chucky is safe. Not sure about anyone else in the basement though. God damn. Well, let me say this, Travel One. Everybody in the basement is safe. I'm safe. The action figures are safe. The Funko Pops are safe. We good here. The records, the vinyl is safe. We good. Everybody's safe. I'm going to keep us safe in the basement. So shout out to you, Travel One. I appreciate the layover. But while doing the layover, I hope you hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate you doing that. I greatly appreciate it. I promise you I do. But nonetheless, I'm going to definitely do that next year to give y'all that experience and that opportunity. Again, I want to actually do it live. I mean, I'm just worried about what these guys may say. I'm just concerned what these guys may say. So let me think about it. Let me pray on it as my grandmother used to say when she got to make a challenging decision. Let me pray on it, right? So that's definitely what I'm going to do. I'm gonna pray on that one. I'm going to definitely pray on that one. But man, let's get into further sports that we need to talk about. like I said, shout out to Bronny. I'm glad he's doing well. They said he was at the USC and San Jose State game, so he is doing well. He's getting better. So that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. And I'm glad to hear that he's doing well. And so shout out to him. Shout out to him. But with that being said, it's a few more other things that definitely want to talk about. And, we're going to definitely talk about the thumbnail because, that's really the main thing I really want to talk about the most, man. So, but with that being said, we did have some football this weekend. I mean, it was official football. I don't know how entertaining it was for you guys unless you're a fan of the team that was winning. But if you're just an average football fan, just sit back and watch, you probably didn't last long, especially the Notre Dame game. That game was sickening. That game was sickening. I mean, it was really bad. It was. I don't know. Now, I guess the one good thing about it, they was over across the pond. So these guys from the Naval Academy got the opportunity to play across the pond, but the results, I'm sure, wasn't what they expected to be. But if you look at the other game, it wasn't much different. Now, at least San Jose did score some touchdowns. I mean, I give them credit for that. San Jose State played USC, and they at least scored some touchdowns, but it wasn't much better. It wasn't much better. Man. So let me talk about it. Notre Dame beat the brakes off of the Navy shipment. They beat the brakes off, and it wasn't even close, man. That's how bad it was. It wasn't even close. It was really. It's really hard to watch for them young men. You don't want to see. You don't want to see nobody get beat that bad and embarrassed and all that. You really don't. Look. Let me take it back. I guess if it was my team, I guess I'd be okay with it. I could still comfortable. I could probably justify it, but still, I would still feel some type of way. I'm like, hopefully they took the starters out early because they didn't need to be in there. It was that bad. So the final score of the 40 was 42 for Notre Dame and 3 for the Navy midshipmen. So that was the first game. I think they played that on Saturday about 2:00. Like I said, they played Old Pond. They had some of the Notre Dame greats over there. I seen Joe Montana and what's my man's name? Tim Brown. They had those guys over there. They did interview Joe Montana. I seen something coming on or from a commercial. He was serving beer or something. So, shout out to Notre Dame for their first win. I'm glad to see that brother get an opportunity to coach Notre Dame and have a big win for them. So they starting off 1-0. Now, game I was talking about earlier where Bronny was able to attend was the USC Trojans game. And they played San Jose State. Of course, that was at USC. So, it was a good home win for them. Their quarterback is Caleb Williams, who is a Heisman Trophy candidate. And a lot of people say, really, the Heisman Trophy favorite. I mean, could have went out and could have came out last year in the draft, decided to come back, knowing he has a good team. And it's probably going to make a strong push, not only for the Pac-12 championship, but maybe for the national championship. So with that being said, I guess he wants that opportunity to play for a title, and why not? I don't blame him. The money gonna be there. He's getting that NIL money. He's got like $1 million deal, so he's not in a rush to go in the NFL and play right now. He's getting that big money already, So shout out to him. But they end up winning 56-28. Now that game wasn't close either, but at least she was able to see some scoring from its opponent compared to the 3 points that Navy just put up. It was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing. So now this Thursday we have a game that should be good, a good game. Utah plays Florida. Now last season, Florida beat Utah. I think it's what it was. Florida beat Utah in the upset, or Utah beat Florida in the upset. Look here, man. Jeez, I can't think. But it was a good game. I do know that. And I think like 29-26 was the final score. But I think I want to say Florida won. So this may be the payback. And that was at Florida last year. So this year is at Utah. So we'll definitely see what the results of that's going to be. So to me, that's probably going to be really your best game this weekend, because the other games I've seen match up, man, it's you know how it goes. You know how it goes. You got a bunch of guys playing a bunch of teams that's really not worthy playing. So I don't know. I mean, but you also have the South Carolina game. They played North Carolina. Now normally they wouldn't play this early in the season, the Carolina game, but I guess due to their schedule they had to do what they had to do. But we all know South Carolina normally plays the last game of the season against Clemson. So that's usually the big game they have at the end of the season. So that's probably why they did it this year. Probably your next biggest game that's going to be worth watching is going to be that LSU and Florida State game. That's going to be the game that's going to be to watch. And that's the Sunday game of the Memorial Day, the Labor Day weekend. So that's going to be the big game Sunday night. That's going to be a 7:30 game Sunday night, and LSU gets Florida State. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know what the spread is. I don't know what that is, but I do know LSU is favored. Now, Florida State is favored to win the ACC. LSU's not favored to win the SEC, but they definitely going to be a contender in the West, right? They are definitely going to be a contender in the West. I think Georgia's going to run it back. I don't think it's no competition right there at all. So, it is what it is, but I think Georgia's going to run it back. But nonetheless, we'll see. We will see. You never know. Strange things happen. Speaking of SEC, I've been watching that series on Netflix about Florida. Good series. I'm on the 3rd episode. I got one more to go. Just some behind the scenes of Florida and when Urban Meyer was there and Tim Tebow and the rest of them guys that they had. They had, like I said, they had a about 3 classes back to back, man. That was tough. And I've seen a lot of them guys get the opportunity to play in the league and all of that good stuff. So it was good to get to watch that series. So I'm definitely gonna finish it up, finish watching it. Like I said, I'm on I watched the 3rd episode of 4-part series. So far so good. And what I'm hearing is the Johnny Manziel. The Johnny Manziel is also a good series to watch. So I will partake in the Johnny Manziel series as well. So, shout out to Netflix, man. I know they're not a sponsor, and I probably shouldn't be doing this, but hey, if I see a good thing, I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna share it. They're I guess what they call it, Untold or whatever. Their documentaries. I've been really impressed. I really have. I watched the one with Manti Te'o. I watched the one with like I said, So Far with the Swamp. As another one. I watched the And One one. Shoot, there was one more I can't think of right offhand. I'm sorry, guys. There's one more I can't think of right offhand. But yes, I've been watching. Hey, so boxing. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for coming by, stopping by, man, and posting in the chat and sending out your salutes, brother. Right on to you. I appreciate you coming by. I promise you I do. I can't think of that. The last one that I watched. But again, all the ones I've seen so far, I was really impressed. Looking forward to watching more. I've seen the one about the what's that? I think his name's Timothy McDonald. I think that's what the referee who was, who was fixing games, calling flagrant fouls, making ghost calls at sometimes, and to try to send it wasn't started off with gambling. It started off with sending a message to certain players who was being disrespectful to the refs. That's where it started. But then they knew if they make these calls, it could affect the outcome of the game. So he started talking to bookies, and guys say, hey, put your money on this, put your money on that, put your money on this. My man Sobach said, is it better than a 30 for 30? Bro, I don't know, bro. It could compete. I promise you can compete. Come on up, bro. We can talk about it. What's going on,
man? Oh my God, that's right up my alley, brother.
Well, what's that?
This sports period, documentaries, everything, man. I'm like a sports fanatic, man. I mean, I even go way back to Sports Century. Remember Sports Century back in the day? You know what I'm talking about, Hank. You know exactly what I'm talking about, brother. I go all the way back to that. Me and my grandfather, God rest his soul, would watch that. And that's when they really had a lot of people they don't profile no more, like Kurt Flood and a lot of other people that you don't get to see. You know what I mean? Floyd Patterson, all them other cats, man, that you don't really get to see. Ernie Banks, you know what I mean? And because that was back in the 90s.
Shout out to the Big Red Machine.
Yeah, that was back in the day, man. That Sports Century used to come on like that was like mid to late 90s to the early 2000s. Sports Century used to come on. Then they had another one that used to come on that was called it was on the Fox Sports channel, man. And it had all these documentaries that came on there. I forgot the name of it though, man. This is like early 2000s, man. I forget the name of it. You know what I mean? This is before 30 for 30. Then it's then after that came 30 for 30. And I think one that's really underrated is A Football Life. A Football Life is very underrated, man. It comes on the NFL Network. I don't know if you ever watched that one. Very, very underrated. Incredible
I don't know
footage.
if you remember, they usually have some like on Showtime and HBO. They have some sports documentaries on there as well.
Yeah.
I think with your question, is it better than 30 for 30? I think the only thing right now that's currently keeping 30 for 30, in my opinion, over these untold stories is probably the Miami one, because they had two Miami 30 for 30s.
Yeah.
And remember they had that one called, I think it's called Broke, where it's talking about the
that one was incredible.
Who went bankrupt and lost money and shitted it off. You know what I'm saying? I think those two, that's the only thing that's really keeping them over. But now, please believe it's starting to move the pinnacle. I promise you it is, because the ones I've seen and the ones that's possibly coming up that I'm about to watch here shortly, like I said, the Johnny Manziels, they got a documentary on the Malice in the Palace. Now I know somebody else had a kind of documentary on the Malice in the Palace, but this one looked like it's going to go more into detail. So I like that. They're going to actually interview some of the guys, you know what I'm saying, of the ones who are who was there. And what I'm hearing, O'Neal still has a grudge against Ron Artest to this day. 2023, this thing happened over 18 years ago, and he still has ill feelings towards the man. I'm like, that's a long ass grudge to hold. So what I'm seeing so far, it could possibly move 30 for 30, in my opinion. Have you had the opportunity to watch any of them? Let me ask you that.
The Untold, I kind of peeped them a little bit. I think they did one on who did I watch? Because I know I seen it on Netflix, man. I know I watched something of the Untold series, but I just forget who it was, man. I really do forget who it was. Because I know Netflix has 30 for 30 on there a little bit too. You know, I mean, they have a couple of them on there, and Disney Plus got 30 for 30 on there, as well. But I seen Untold something. I forgot which one it was. Let me look at. I'm on my Netflix right now. Matter of fact, so I'm gonna look it up right now.
Look. You saying that? I'm looking down, trying to look things up too. So I guess between the two of us, we're gonna figure out exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure this stuff out. I promise you, we are. But
exactly.
No, look, I love it. Most of the times when I'm watching something, if it's not one of these Marvel movies, my son won't have nothing to do with me watching what I watch, right? Unless it's some type of Marvel or DC movie, he's not coming out and sitting down. I was watching these Untold, and these 30 for 30s. This dude's enamored. Now we having a bonding moment. Daddy, why did they do that? What happened back then? And now I'm educating them. And some of the stuff I done forgot. I'm like, damn, I forgot about this. Damn, that did happen. You know, so now I'm trying to figure it out and all that good stuff. So, man, it's crazy. But, yeah.
Because, Hank, you remember back in the day, Hank, right? Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Sports was literally everything. Because there wasn't no internet. Wasn't none of this. You know what I mean? So, and especially when it came out when you had the little cable sports packages and all that. You know what I mean? This kind of before, YouTube and all that. Man, you would watch sports all the time, literally, and you would catch the replays on Sports Center and all that. Like it was, and then even further back from that, ABC Sports and all that. NBC had the NBA. You know what I mean? So Sundays after church, you would come home and you watching the game. You know what I mean? You don't care about nothing else. You know what I mean? You coming home, you watching the game. You know what I mean? Unless they got the little church dinners or whatever. You watching the game straight up.
I think we lost my man. Yeah, I think we did. Soapbox, come back, brother. I think we lost you, brother. I think we lost connection. It might have been because you was trying to look up that Netflix.
Yeah, my bad. That was my phone.
Okay, I was gonna say you might have lost you talk about too much Netflix and they feel like they being talked about in a negative way. They had to cut our channel real tough, mess with you a little bit.
I know, man. But yeah, like I was saying, man, back in the day, sports was everything, man. Literally everything. So if you came home, from church, you watching the game. That's it. You know what I mean? No talking, none of that. You coming in, you watching the game, getting you some food, and then relaxing.
Yeah. Now, see, let me explain how it was with my grandmother's. You eat if you come into that in that living room, you better be quiet. Grandfather wouldn't. You ain't. He's sitting back in that chair in the corner. He not trying to talk. He just watching a football game or a basketball game. If you're gonna sit in there, you better be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't ask questions. Just sit there and be quiet. If not, take your ass on outside and play. Take your ass on outside and play.
Yeah. Yep.
Lord forbid it rain, we in trouble. If it rain, we in trouble. We all stuck in our cousin's bedroom. You know what I'm saying? We can't go outside. Then they, if you get too loud, he'll come back there and regulate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't ask no questions. Be quiet, sit there. I don't care if they're watching golf because I was raised by my grandparents, a lot too. So they'll be watching golf. They'll be watching all types of stuff, man. And you got to sit back and just be relaxed. You know what I mean? And just watch what they watching. You know what I mean? And when they watching this stuff, man, you're learning a lot of things as a kid, but you're not, it's kind of hard to understand until you get a little bit older. And then you start doing the same thing they doing. You know what I mean? So now I'm sitting back watching sports all the time, and I don't want nobody saying nothing. I don't want no phone calls, no nothing.
And so my lady be like, "Well, why don't you look here? I'm like it doing movies too. I ain't gonna lie, doing movies. Look, don't ask your questions. We watching the same movie. First time watch it for me and you. Let's pay attention and see what's going on. Now, If we want to see about the backstory, we'll talk about it later after the movie's done. But right now, we don't know. If you ask me questions during the game, wait till the commercial or during a dead spot when there's no action. I don't want to sit there and talk during the game. I got to pay attention. I got to see what's going on. I got a lot of games going on around. My fantasy team it may be affected by some of the things happening, and I'm missing because I'm trying to engage with you. So please give me this moment and let me focus on what I'm focused on. I'm like that now just because why? My grandfather like, sit down, don't say nothing, just sit there and be quiet and pay attention, and you may learn something. So
yeah, you're gonna learn something. Yeah. Hey man, that's a Southern thing, man. They don't understand, man. They don't understand. That's a Southern thing for real. I'm gonna come down and learn something.
That's what he told us. But yeah. So as far as the document, I love them. Like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to more of them because some of the ones I'm seeing, man, like the Johnny Manziel, I'm interested. I want to know what went on with him. I want to know some of his backstory, and so I'm hearing how good it is. Matter of fact, one of the guys at my fantasy draft was talking about it. Asked, "Have you seen it?" I said, "No," but I started watching the Florida one, and I love the Florida one so far. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Kentucky fan, and they like one of our biggest rivalries, but I'm intrigued by the backstory. You know what I'm saying? So I got one more to watch. It's a 4-part series. So if you ever get the opportunity to watch the Florida one, man, definitely check it out.
Definitely, I will, man. With the upcoming NBA.
I got you, big brother.
Yeah, with the upcoming NBA season, man. How you like things panning out? I mean, what you think is gonna happen? Who you like in the East and who you like in the West? You know what I mean? Who you think gonna surprise people? Who you think gonna just kind of fall off?
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna pay attention to that until after February. I'll look at it. I won't really take it all in all the way until after football season. Man, look, football is my joint. I love football. I breathe football. I think about nothing but football. There's no off season for me when it comes to football. So I'll be locked in that even during the month of June when we talk about NBA playoffs and playing for the championship. I'm still locked into football. But I will, like I said, usually Christmas Day, it's nothing but basketball, but not this year. This year we got 2 games on Christmas Day. So you got 3 big time basketball games on Christmas Day, but you got 2 football games on. And guess what? They're going to overlap as far as the time. So guess what I'll be watching? Football. Even though normally I would dedicate Christmas to basketball. Can't do it. With my man Mike Sinclair. Can't do it. Can't win with him. Won't play with him.
Mike Sinclair. Yeah.
We need winners. But yeah, but I'm gonna give you my early prediction now. There's a lot of teams really that I think is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how the Oklahoma City Thunder is going to do. They got a nice young core. I'm interested in them. Is LeBron going to be able to come back healthy, come back ready to play, able to compete for a ring? Is the Clippers, are they going to be able to turn that corner? They re-signed Westbrook. Look, we know with Paul George, he's set to miss 25 games. Kawhi Leonard, 35 games. So, but are down the stretch when it comes to playoff time, are they going to be healthy enough to be able to compete? You know what I'm saying? Is Denver going to run it back? I don't see why they couldn't. I don't see why Denver couldn't. They got pretty much all the pieces. I think Brown's the only one that left for the money, and I understand. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the ring, hey, go for the bread. I don't have a problem with that. You get the ring, you get the championship. You only need one. Go get the money. So, are they going to be good enough to run it back? I don't know. What do you think, bro?
Man, I like Boston in the East.
Another ring. I
He
hope so,
might. He
man.
might.
I,
He
I
might.
like to see that. I'm rooting for LeBron.
Yeah, I'm a huge Braun fan, man. Huge Braun fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll say this, man. I think I like Boston in the East, man. I think they're going. I think between them and Milwaukee. I'm not counting out Miami from last year, but I just think if Giannis is healthy and Boston is healthy, then that's gonna be the East right there. The West is gonna be kind of the West kind of really panels on a few things. It panels on if LeBron and AD are both healthy, and if they both are healthy, and if there's no type of injuries, there's no type of torn ligaments in the foot and none of that, then yeah, they're gonna be something to deal with. I'm not counting on Golden State, but Golden State just too small, man. They're too small. They don't got no bigs, and you ain't gonna win in the playoffs without no bigs. You need somebody big. I don't know why they keep trying to win without getting somebody big. It boggles my mind.
Yeah,
And of course,
I mean,
you got to respect the champs, man. The champs are the champs, so you got to give respect to the champs no matter what, man. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking as far as the whole basketball thing. You watch baseball, Hank, or not really?
I watch it a little bit. I mainly don't really start to get towards the playoff, but I want to get up there to the Cincinnati Reds game, man, because I like your boy Diaz. He's a phenomenal rookie talent, and I really want to see him play in person. Let me take that back. I was able to see him play when he played for the Reds, but he only played in 2 innings. You know what I'm saying? I got him see for 2 innings. Then they pulled him down and they called him up. So that was my one experience to get to see Diaz play in person, and it wasn't for a full game. So I would like to see him in person. I watched him on TV a couple times. So I'm not a Cincinnati Reds fan, but Cincinnati is a bridge away from Kentucky, and so it's an hour and a half to Cincinnati. So that's really our local team here. That's our local baseball team, is the Cincinnati Reds. So back in the days, they used to show between the Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds on my local TV stations. So yeah, and like I said, we have their farm league team here, so a lot of people was rooting for them. So it's automatic that you root for the Reds. Now let me take that back. Before the Reds, it used to be the St. Louis Cardinals used to have the farm team here. So they used to be called the Louisville Redbirds, I think is what it's called, and that was St. Louis's farm team. But then it ended up moving to Cincinnati's farm team. I think probably after it left this old stadium, I think that's when they really took over. So
you're not close to St. Louis, or no? Are you, or not really?
No, I'm about it's probably about a 6-hour drive from here. Yeah. Now, speaking of St. Louis, I went to St. Louis, and the weekend I was up there, the Dodgers was playing at Busch Stadium against the Cardinals for the AL championship game. And so I'm like, man, we went to a casino up there. I'm like, man, this is dead. Is this how it is? He said, no, normally it's not like this. But there's a baseball game probably about 5 blocks away. So I'm like, okay, I thought it was crowded. I'm like, there ain't no park spaces. But once I get there, where everybody at? Because ain't nobody in here. He said, no, they sometimes the parking lot walk 5 blocks down the street to the Busch Stadium to the game, to the baseball game. I said, oh, that makes sense. So they had a game going on. And I remember that so vividly because I dropped my cell phone in the toilet.
Damn.
I was so damn pissed. And, I when you're at the casino, you don't have access to no rice. At least I didn't think so. But I went to the restaurant and they had some rice. So I put my phone in rice. And that phone probably lasted me about another 3 to 4 years before it actually just died on me. And in fact, that was the last time I had an iPhone then too. So
do you watch wrestling too, or not?
No, not no more. I stopped. I stopped watching after my sons, fell out of love with it. it's like there's no real need to. I wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, of course, back in the days I was, but he's not a fan no more, so I stopped getting into it. But we just recently had a big old wrestle event down at our Yum Center. Matter of fact, Friday. I want to say, this past Friday. So again, I'm not a big wrestling guy. My ex-wife she was into that. I'm not into that. I watched it as a kid, and I did watch it for my son to support. We went to a couple wrestling events, not only here in Louisville, but also went to one in Tennessee. Tennessee's really big with wrestling. I mean, they got a farm league team. They got a farm league here, the Ohio Valley Wrestling. That's one of the farm teams for like WWE and all that. So, yeah, we had all the stuff for big time wrestling here, but I just never really got into it. So, is that your thing?
I do wrestling as well, man. I do wrestling. I do baseball. I do basketball, boxing. Love boxing as well, man. Boxing is a sport that I really like to watch as well. I'm really into as well, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's something I've been into these sports like since I was a kid, man. I watch football, here and there. You know what I mean? But once and I support my Giants and my Jets, but I don't really watch them like religiously. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm really into. I know you're into boxing as well, right? I think you're into boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely I watch boxing. I'm a fan of boxing. Now, I started between boxing and UFC. I started kind of for a while there. I started to really migrate more over to UFC because I'm getting the big fights that I want to get. Right, boxing wasn't giving me the fights. There was always some reason or some excuse why we're not having these fights, and so it kind of turned me off.
They wait too long for boxing, man.
You said what?
They wait too long for boxing, man. You got to wait so long for guys to fight.
That's a lot of it. Can't agree on who's going to sponsor, who's going to have it, who's going to be the host place and all that. And I'm like, dude, just go in somebody's backyard and let's have the fight, man. Come on, man. Why do we got to do this? So that kind of turned me off with that. But like I said, I'm still into it. I still pay attention. But now that this past 2 years, the fight game has really been stepping up and giving us some good fights. The fire's burning again, right? So that's the good thing. So I'm looking forward to the big fight in October. So we'll see how that goes.
You talking about Manny and the twin dude, right? Charlo, right?
Yeah.
I got not Manny. I'm sorry. Canelo and Charlo.
Yeah.
My bad. I think I like Charlo, but Canelo's just a different type of guy, man. I don't know.
Well, he's been different ever since he got his ass kicked by Floyd. So,
that's true.
I mean, I don't know what about that Floyd fight. It woke up a monster. He's been a beast ever since. So, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward, and I kind of appreciate it because it seemed like these past couple of years, boxing has been really stepping his game up, and we're really getting the fights that I think we should deserve. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it late in the game doing it? Yeah, I think it is. Like you said, they wait till they get real long in the tooth. Like for example, the Floyd and the Pacquiao fight. There's no way they shouldn't have fought earlier. What's my man? What's that? Ray? Not Ray. Sugar Shane Mosley and Floyd should have fought earlier. They should have fought that late in the game. I hate when they wait that late. I hate it because are we getting everything we paying for? I don't feel like we are when they fight that late in the game in their careers. They're a lot older and pretty much towards the spiral down in other careers because why? Because they can't agree on contracts. And that's one of the things that it always turned me off about boxing. We never got the good fights when we should have got them. So
exactly, man. That's true, man. But hey, man, it was good hanging out with you, man. Definitely want to chime in with you. But yeah, next time we'll definitely talk more about sports and everything else, man. But definitely holler at you.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hanging out the base for a bit, brother. Right on.
Definitely. Much love. Later.
All right, bro. So, man, I appreciate my man for coming through, man. Mr. Best coming through, hanging out with me a little bit. Talking about a variety of things. Like I said, that documentary on Netflix, if y'all ever get the opportunity, definitely check it out. And one of his questions was it better? Currently, right now, as I speak, no. But like I said, there's a lot of documentaries I haven't got to watch yet. And some of those documentaries might put it over compared to the 30 for 30. But we'll see. We'll see. But let's talk about a little bit of NFL news before we get to the big three, right? So, with that being said, the Houston Texans have decided to crown C.J. Stroud as its starter for Week 1, number 2 overall pick of the NFL draft this past year. Will be the starter for Week 1. So I think the Houston Texans said he was the last team to name their starting quarterback for opening day. And so my man C.J. Stroud decided to get the nod for that. So congratulations to that young brother. And hopefully he has a successful career. We'll see. We will see. In other news, Trey Lance was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 4th-round draft pick for next year's draft. So Trey Lance was a quarterback from North Dakota State. I remember at one time they projected the Bears picked him. I think we was drafting at like number 15, but then for some reason he shot up the draft board. Now, thank goodness we didn't get him. Thank goodness, because if this is the case, I've been very disappointed. But looks like we missed a bullet, and the 49ers have decided to chalk up his losses and send him out of town. 4th-round pick, not a glorious pick. Not when they picked the man in the 1st round, I think 3rd overall, 2nd or 3rd overall. I know at least the 2nd quarterback of that draft. And I'm sure they're disappointed. But, what can you say? You got Brock Purdy. He's the last pick of the NFL draft last year. The last pick of the draft, and this guy's your starting quarterback, and he led your team to the NFC Championship game. What can you say, man? So you made a bad mistake in the 1st round, but you kind of made it up with the last pick of the draft when you got Purdy. So now you got a starter out of this. You probably felt like, I'm sure, hindsight 2020, you probably would have used that pick on another position or probably even trade down. But that's not the case. And so, it is 49ers chalk up their losses and move on, man. So I think it's beneficial to both teams. They realized early this is not going to work. This is not going to work for us. So we got to cut our losses and just get what we can get. So they got a 4th-round pick from the Dallas Cowboys. Now, with that being said, Dak is yet to play a full season healthy. Saying now you add one more game onto the season. So instead of 17, playing 18 weeks. And I don't see Dak playing a full season again. All right. So why not have a guy like Trey Lance as your backup? Not a bad player as a backup, I don't think. Hopefully they can develop him and help him out and able to develop his skills and maybe make him a viable quarterback or maybe even a viable backup. Who knows? Or maybe possibly trade bait for next year. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. But other NFL news, Josh Jacobs and the Raiders agreed to a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million. So shout out to Josh Jacobs for signing a 1-year deal for $12 million. I mean, it's not bad for 1 year. It's not bad. I'm sure the man was looking for a more long-term contract, but hey, you got to get what you can get while you can. Unfortunately, running back position is not valued in the NFL anymore like it used to. And it's just unfortunate that it's like that. But, it is what it is. What's going on, young lady? How you doing? Hopefully you're safe out on them roads. And be careful. And I hope you have a great day, Sherelle. Shout out to you. Well, look, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving a like. And I will need for the rest of you guys who are out here watching and being entertained. Hey, please hit the like button for me. I'm not, I'm not gonna sit there and shake it down for nothing else, but a small task just to hit that like button for me. So, shout out to Shrell for doing that for me. I appreciate you, young sister. She said, "Thanks. I'm at home in the bed. Right on. I know that's right. Hey, truck drivers got to get their rest. They out there doing God's work. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, guys out there over the road doing their thing, delivering our goods, our products, our food, our fuel, all that good stuff. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. I appreciate you. I got love and respect for you. Talk that Georgia. I will. We will be talking about the big three. Basketball is your sport. We definitely gonna get into that a little bit, right? But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. But I know the running back position is, man, it's not appreciated like it used to be. Back in the days, you had your bell cow running back. He run about 20 times a game, get you about 115, 120 something yards. That's not happening no more. Now it's a platoon. It's a committee of running backs now. Now you got about 3 running backs you running in, running out. Everybody only gonna get to the most 8 to 10 carries a game, and we're gonna call it a night. So they look, the value of the running back is just not there anymore. I guess blame it on what's my man used to play for the Rams, Todd Gurley. He was the last one that really got the big contract between him, Ezekiel Elliott, and Todd Gurley got the last big contracts, and both one of those guys is not in the league. The other one is barely holding on. So blame those guys for not having production after them signing the big contracts. It's their fault. We're gonna put it on them. So yes, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. My man said, I hope Chubb stay healthy. Hey, man, I hope he does too. I like Chubb, man. I like Chubb. Chubb's probably him and Derrick Henry are well, let me take it back. Jonathan Taylor, who I'm about to talk about here next, is probably your last 3 bell cow type running backs that's not dealing with a committee too much, especially Derrick Henry. He's carrying that rock. Now I know with Chubb, he had to kind of shut a spotlight with Hurt and a couple other running backs at times, but he still was able to get his. He was still able to get his. Jonathan Taylor was a bell cow running back for a couple years, of course, until he had to deal with injuries, and then that's another thing. But speaking of Jonathan Taylor, it seems like the Dolphins are the front runner for Jonathan Taylor services. Jonathan Taylor said he's willing to take less money to sign with the Dolphins. Who knows? We'll see. We will see. Excuse me. I hope that's the case, because Jonathan Taylor is my fantasy running back for a lot of my leagues. I'm going to let it be known now. I like Jonathan Taylor, especially if he can get away from the Colts. I think their relationship is really torn to shreds. I don't really think there's much of a relationship between them two anymore. I think what the owner said about him, said he's back to hurt, and I don't think that helped. Even when you talk about trading this man, why would you make that statement? You're not as possible landing spots for Jonathan Taylor. You're not helping the case. So I would say he does a lot of questionable stuff as an owner, man. I mean, he has dealt with some issues as far as alcoholism and as other drugs in his life. So I don't know. Seemed like he's, maybe he got help and he's moving in a different direction. But I question some of the things he said, if he still ain't maybe dipping and dabbing or falling off the wagon. Because what sense does that make to make those type statements when you're trying to trade this player to another team for maybe a first round pick, something like that. But you're gonna make a statement like, well, the reason why he's not playing because he's still hurt, he's still dealing with injuries. No, man, you're supposed to talk the guy up as much as possible so you can get the best for your dollar. So I think he's doing just the opposite, right? It's not smart. Not smart at all. Now, I'm not an owner. I'm not a manager. I'm not none of those. But just somebody on the outside looking in, I don't think that's a good idea. Not at all. So with that being said, good luck, man. I hope Jonathan Taylor get out of Indianapolis and find his service appreciated in another team, hopefully sometime in the next couple of days. The reason why, because right now we have the NFL teams that are currently trimming down the rosters, right? They're trimming down the rosters, and it's all supposed to be trimmed down to a 53-man roster by August the 29th. That's Tuesday. That is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. So they are to have their 53-man roster trimmed down, or their 80-something man roster trimmed down to 53 by this time tomorrow, right? And that's not include usually the 22 players they bring back, because normally what they do, they allow them to have bring back 22 players for the practice squads, 11 on offense, 11 on defense. So that's not including that, but we'll see. There's going to be a lot of cut casualties. There's going to be guys getting cut who just wasn't good enough to make the roster. There's going to be some guys being cut because of salary. It's part of the league. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what the Bears are going to do. A couple guys we already cut. We cut an offensive lineman, a backup quarterback, and P.J. Walker as offensive tackle that we got in the trade last year. So, will they bring them back? I don't know. So with the P.J. Walker, I had no problem with it. Guy's terrible, man. I don't even know why we got him. I'm okay with that cut so far. But we'll see about whatever happens with anything else. But without further ado, and Sherelle wants us to talk about that basketball, right? That dribble basketball. Shout out to Curtis Blow. We playing basketball, and we're going to talk about that, right? And with that being said, talk about the Big Three. Now, for you guys who don't know anything about the Big Three is something that a league that Ice Cube came up with. Shout out to Ice Cube. Ice Cube came up with probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. I was able to attend one of his games when they came to Lexington, Kentucky, the first year. And I was able to go to the game. And it was entertaining. I loved it. I had a great time. Got to see a lot of, former NBA players and former pro players to participate. And I thought that was a great concept, 3-on-3. And so he implemented it and gave us the opportunity to see some of the old guys from the NBA that we used to see back in the days, and some of the guys that played in college but never was able to make the NBA, but they were able to play pro. So we got to see some of the players, and it's about pretty much like where are they now? And so we got to see those guys with that opportunity playing 3-on-3. But I think it was a great idea. And so now he's still, like I said, I think this was a past 6th season. He's still going. He's rocking strong. Unfortunately, he's not getting more support from the NBA. I think it would be a good idea if the NBA would kind of support and pour into it and bring that in, because then I think it could open up more opportunities, not only for guys to continue to play. They used to play in the NBA, and you can still sell their products, their paraphernalia, their memorabilia. I mean, because it will still drive it up because of that, if you allow them to get under the umbrella of the NBA. But I think it's some type of agreement and bargaining where they can't. So I don't know. It is what it is. But they the thing about the game that weekend, they played the championship game over in London. So shout out to, man, like I said, Ice Cube and everybody's backing, and everybody who's in his on his team that's having this thing going. Shout out to them, man, because it's been going. It's been getting bigger and bigger every year. like I said, the next year, hopefully I get the opportunity. Hopefully they come back somewhere close. But if not, I don't mind traveling a little bit because I really enjoy the product. I was watching a couple games on CBS this year, and it was entertaining, and it was very entertaining. So I was able to see the championship game. They also had this All-Star game. It's crazy. They had an All-Star game, the same all together. They had like an All-Star game there and a celebrity game. Jaylen Brown was able to play in the game. And so I think that was a big kudos to Jaylen Brown for doing that, man. He didn't have to do that. And I don't know how the NBA is going to look upon that. I don't know if they're going to look down upon it or if they're going to, have some type of issue with it, or is it a conflict in this contract? I don't know. But shout out to that brother for even doing it. He didn't have to do it, but he did. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that guy. Yeah. What's up, Ted? What's going on, big brother? Hopefully you're doing well, my man. Shout out to that guy for even doing that. So with that being said, let me break the news for y'all who don't know. The Enemies, who is a new team to the Big Three, won the championship. So former Wizard Jordan Crawford led the Enemies to the 2023 Big Team Championship. And it was a good game. So the Enemies played the Triplets, and roster for both teams, here it is as follows. So this is the roster. So your coach is Gilbert Arenas. Now, I know you guys remember Gilbert Arenas. God. Well, Gilbert Arenas is like the thug of the NBA back in his time, man. That dude, he's the dude that got in trouble for bringing a pistol to the locker room. They gave him really, I think it really ruined his career. He was pretty much done after that. But yeah, Gilbert Arenas, he was a hottie. He was definitely a firecracker. But he's coaching now. He still got his little podcast, that he does. But he's coaching. He coached other Enemies along with a captain of the team, Nick Young. Y'all remember Nick Young? He used to play for the Lakers back in the days. Now, Isaiah Austin, I don't know if you guys remember him. He's a guy that used to play for Baylor back in the days. Never was able to make it to the NBA because he had something going on with his eye. I forgot he had surgery in his eye. I think he's like blind, so I think he had like a prosthetic eye or something like that. Yeah. He's John Morant before John Morant came around. Isaiah Austin, co-captain. Elijah Stewart, don't remember him. Quincy Miller and Jordan Crawford. Now, I do remember Jordan Crawford. Jordan Crawford started off playing for Indiana back in the days. So that's how I got introduced with him. And then he ended up transferring it to Xavier. He was always a scorer. That was his thing. He scored. Couldn't play defense to save his life, but he loved to shoot that ball, loved to score. So that was that. When I heard, he was MVP of the game. I know why, because he was scoring. I know it's because he didn't make a great defense stop, because he's not doing that. He's not playing no defense. That's not his forte. It's not his ministry, as my church folks like to say. It's not his ministry. And so it wasn't because of his defense. So shout out to you, MVP, Jordan Crawford. So with that being said, the Triplets, their coach is Lisa Leslie. Yes, the great Lisa Leslie, who played in the WNBA, played overseas, as well as played for, I want to say, USC back in the days. I think it's a team. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat. I appreciate that. She's the head coach. Joe Johnson cap. Yeah, y'all know what Joe Johnson I'm talking about. Y'all know what Joe Johnson, who was always a big time Joe, making them big time shots when he played for the Hawks, and a lot of teams, so that Joe Johnson, he played for him as well as I don't know these two guys. They could be brothers because they got the same last name, but don't Janora Pargo and Jeremy Pargo. Right? So you got them two, Larry Sanders and Damian Wilkins. So those players I just named, I do not know. I do not remember seeing them in the NBA and nothing like that. But I do know Joe Johnson and I do know Lisa Lately. And both players in their respective time. So shout out to them. Said you're right, USC, right on. I thought so, but just in case I wasn't right, I don't have no problem being corrected, right? So, yeah. But that was a good game. That was a good game. Got the opportunity, like I said, again, seeing a lot of OGs, old head players. Got the opportunity to see some good basketball by these players from back in the days. Really was really excited, and looking forward to seeing what they're gonna bring next year. Like I said, every season they get better and better. Hopefully they expand the amount of games from 10 maybe up to even 20. I don't know. I don't know if that would happen that soon, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. Now I know it's all about availability to certain arenas, and location is going to affect how many games that be played. But with that being said, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing them back here in Kentucky again. I definitely want that to happen. Hopefully, maybe to the Yum Center. Even closer than it is to Lexington, about an hour and a half from me. So I would like to just go right down the street and see him at the Yum Center and watch him play there. I'll be there to support. I'll be there to spend money. I had a Big Three shirt. Well, shit, my fuck, I got a Big Three shirt for me, my son, and my ex, and we all had Big Three shirts. So we I can't say she was a fan, but me and my son, we liked it. Now, of course, some of them players I had to explain to my son because he had, he never got to see him play as far as in NBA. None of them, because when they was playing, he was too little, even know what's going on. So I kind of explained to him and explained to him how good some of those players was that was playing in the NBA, and now they no longer there. But it's fun to watch these guys still play. They still grind. They still competitive. That's always a good thing. Watch these guys being competitive. What's going on, Ray? What's going on, big brother? Hopefully everything is all right. You covered your bets. Hopefully you're able to cover your bets and win some change. Shout out to you, big brother. So I enjoyed watching the Big Three, and I enjoyed, like I said, watching that championship game. It was very entertaining. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the whole game because, like I said, I had to deal with my draft, right? So that was the only thing. I know that's right. Get that money, Ray. Get that money. Get that money. So I didn't get to see the completion of the game, but I got to start it. So when I got home, I found out the results that way and then watched some of the highlights. So I could definitely make sure I'm able to talk about it on the show tonight. But like I said, what I've seen of it was good. I was able to see the celebrity game and the All-Star game, and a portion of the championship game. So Shout out to the enemies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. And shout out, shout out to my man Ray. Ray, look, Ray, you didn't have to show your winnings. You didn't have to do that. But you know what you did? You chose to do that, brother. And I appreciate that. Thank you, my guy. Thank you. Thank you. Look here. I'm gonna do you a solid, Ray. I'm gonna come up with a receipt so you can write this off on your taxes. Does that sound fair to you, brother? With all that money you make, you gonna need some, you're gonna need some tax write-offs. I got you. I got you, my guy. I got you. So, with that being said, man, look, I enjoy the Big Three. If y'all guys never had the opportunity to watch it, definitely partake in it. It's very entertaining. You're going to see some OGs that used to play back in the days, when you was watching the NBA. You're going to see some of those guys playing. They competing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about it. That these older guys still competing, playing hard. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I don't know if they can go back in the NBA and play 82 games, but I'm sure they could be good for maybe about 45. You know what I'm saying? Look, put them on the Kawhi Leonard schedule, they can compete. Put them on that Kawhi Leonard, I'm only playing when I want to play schedule. I bet some of them old heads can compete. I bet you they can. So, look, I'm gonna go and support it next year. I'm gonna figure out what games it were, and I'm gonna definitely try to make some. Hopefully, I try to make some. And guys, look. Hopefully, while I'm out making these cities, I can see you guys, break bread with you guys, hook up with you guys, and maybe go to one of them Big Three games or something. We see you there, bro. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Look, first round's on me, right? I don't drink, but I drink water. But I get you on the first round of beers. Right on. All the shots on me. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Ray, I was saying it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Kudos to Jaylen Brown for doing that, man. He did not have to do that at all. He didn't. He didn't have to do it. But, man, he did a solid for Ice Cube, man, and did that, played in that game, and brought a different level of audience to the game by doing that. So shout out to him for doing that, man. I'm sure Cube appreciate that. And I wouldn't mind seeing more do that. Why not? It's an opportunity to compete and play against some guys that you could probably learn from. You know what I'm saying? Another opportunity to hone in your skills and play against guys that they may show you something that you ain't seen. So shout out to him for doing it. Like I said, he didn't have to do it, but hey, he did a solid for the brother. Man said fact. Man, Mark said first 4 rounds on him. God, 4? Damn. I hate to see what that bill gonna be, because hey, look. You know how some of you cats do. Man, tell you gonna buy a first round, all of a sudden y'all upscaling. Y'all high class. Now y'all want the top shelf drinks. When your ass was in there drinking a Carlos Rossi, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Coke 45s, St. Ives. That's what you drinking before I came up to you and asked you what you drinking. Now that I offer the drink, now you drinking top shelf. VSOP, Woodford Reserve, huh? That white Henny. Come on, man, don't do that to me. Marvin, for you, big brother, I got you, man. I got you. Whatever you want to drink, first shot's on me. I got you. I promise you I do. Man, look at guys. Hey, it's been a great show today. It's a great Monday. I'm just glad to be back in here with you guys. Like I said before, it's always good to be. It feels good to be in the basement. We talk sports. But man said cheaper than that water. Hey, look here, man. I bet a place better water costs about $5, as much as a damn soda. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. It is what it is, man. But like I said, man, look, I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with me. I probably got to get ready to go over to do a co-show with the Real Precious and hang out with them. And I'm sure she's gonna have a good subject, good topic to talk about. So I'm gonna co-host a show with her right after this one. But you don't normally I like to have some time to gather myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying, maybe get some nourishment. My lady up there got me some baked chicken and broccoli and sweet potatoes and some rolls together. So I got to go up there and break bread. I got to eat. Man, look, I didn't get this big and sexy by starving my goddamn self. I promise you that. I promise you that. So I gotta get that nourishment in me, right? So I refuse for the next couple of hours. I'm gonna do a real pressure show. So y'all get the opportunity. Y'all definitely make sure y'all tune in. Come back over here and rock with me. I will be up here shortly in about another 30 minutes, well, another 45 minutes to be right back with you. We're going to go over and talk a little bit about whatever subject she's talking about. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be educational. I'm sure it's going to be a subject that's going to make you think, make you question. I'm sure she normally comes up with great topics like that. So I appreciate you guys just even coming to the basement. So shout out to everybody's here, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the Rays, my man Ma. Shout out to my man Tez. Shout out to Sherelle. Shout out to my mod, Miss Dorian. Shout out to you, ma'am. Shout out to my man Stan, my man Mr. Best. Not only in the chat, but he come on show and chop it up with me for a little bit. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. My man John the Baptist, man, dropping jewels, and not only dropping jewels and knowledge, he dropped something in the kitties. So special shout out to John the Baptist and my man Ray. Travel One even came back here to start a little mess. She said she's doing a drive-by, a flyover, however you want to call it. She came by, dropped a little something in there. Was concerned about everybody in the basement but me. Shout out to you, sister. Shout out to you. Chocolate Earth Foundation. Shout out to you, ma'am. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Big G. My man Ninish coming through. Didn't have to, but he did. I appreciate you. So shout out to every last one of you guys, man, that came through the basement tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And we're going to have some more sports to talk about because guess what? This time next week, man, it's here. NFL season is here. It starts on September the 7th. Thursday, September 7th. That's the kickoff date. Man, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I promise you. My team is the Chicago Bears. We're going undefeated. I'm calling it right now. On this day, August 28th, 2003, 8:33, the Bears are going undefeated. Hey, man. Look, ain't nothing wrong with wishful thinking. Ain't nothing wrong with wishful thinking. At least I don't think it is. I mean, I got to ride with my squad. And so, it is what it is. This is my prediction. Now, I'm not going to say you better go put some money on. It's about to come true now. I'm not going to do that. But that's my squad, and that's how I feel. So, good luck to everybody's team, except for when your team plays the Bears. I hope your team lose by 55 points. Good luck to everybody who participates in fantasy football. Oh, also, before I go, I still have a couple spots left in the fantasy football league. So, guys, if you are interested in joining a league, definitely reach out to me. My IG is right there below my name. Or you can reach me on my email. Ty says the Ravens suck. Well, look, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm definitely not gonna hold you. Hey, look, I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm not gonna. As in facts, Ravens do suck. Now they piling on the Ravens. Now, my man, he's a Cleveland fan now, so I understand why he's saying it in the same division. Matter of fact, Marv, you shouldn't be saying that because that is the old Cleveland. Baltimore Ravens is your team. That's the old Cleveland team. In case you didn't know that, they moved back in 97, 96, 97, something like that. So technically, the Ravens is Cleveland. Just saying. But nonetheless, he said facts. The Ravens suck. God damn. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, though. I mean, I like Lamar. Matter of fact, I got a Funko Pop on this weekend of Lamar Jackson. I'll display him. He said, stop. Well, you don't remind you of the pain that you felt when you heard about your Cleveland Browns leaving. I understand. But look, 99, y'all got a new team back. Y'all got your history. So, hey, man. Hey, man. Marv ain't shit for this. Yeah, he was the last Cleveland Brown they drafted was Marvin Ray Lewis. He's originally a Cleveland Brown. He was originally a Cleveland Brown. So, like I said, shout out to Lamar Jackson. I am a fan of him. I'm not a fan of the other Ravens on the current squad now, but I am a fan of Lamar Jackson. But with that being said, guys, again, I appreciate you guys. And thank you, Ty, for coming back. Even though you had a little message about how bad the Ravens suck. Hey, kudos to you. Thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate you rocking with me in the basement and continue to rock with me. It's going to continue to get better. I'm going to have more and greater and more bigger things come from here to come. Again, like I said, there's a couple things I have in the works that I'm working on that I'm going to bring to the sports recap shows, and looking forward to it. I'm hoping to get my man Chris Allen back in here again right before the fantasy league starts, so we can talk a little bit more about fantasy and some things that could affect your fantasy team. So I'm hoping I can get him, but I know he said he's kind of busy, but he said wait till the week of. So I'm hopefully next Monday I can get him in here, and we can wrap it up with that. You know, all my fantasy drafts will be complete. I have my last one next Sunday, so I will have those complete, and I will be willing to share my roster with you. You know, so of all my fantasy teams. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming. Continue to rock with me. Please continue to rock with me. And I'm going to continue to put out great content and make sure I'm here on a consistent basis and do what I need to do to not only entertain you guys, but to educate you guys, to let you guys know that, hey, I rock with you guys and I appreciate your support, even if it's through comments in the chat as well as super chats. So thank you guys. And good night. Like Ty said, good night. Y'all have a good one.